My name is Wendy Betts. I'm the director of the Eyewitness to Atrocities project at the International Bar Association. The Eyewitness project has developed a mobile camera app that can be used to photograph or video information related to human rights abuses in a manner that would facilitate the use of that information in court. So this is a project that was initiated by the International Bar Association. The IBA itself is a membership organization for attorneys interested in international legal issues. It was formed in 1947 following World War II, much along the lines of the United Nations. It was intended to be a forum for bar associations from different countries to come together to discuss issues of mutual interest. They sponsor a number of projects in special subject matter areas, particularly human rights work, and the Eyewitness Project is really one of these initiatives. We began in 2011 in response to the increasing amount of photos and videos that we were starting to see on social media coming out of conflict zones and other areas that were experiencing serious human rights violations. And as the IBA, we were asked repeatedly to comment on the potential evidentiary value of this footage. And over again, we had to say that while it does seem that criminal conduct is occurring, there's very little use that these photos or videos could have towards investigations or trials to actually hold the perpetrators accountable. So we set out to design a tool that individuals, activists, journalists, and ordinary citizens could use in these locations to film this footage in a way that could facilitate its authentication and its eventual use towards holding the perpetrators accountable. We came to know the Sakshi project when we found the Sakshi website and we're looking at the resource hub that exists for journalists, human rights defenders, and peace builders. And this is the same target audience that we have with the Eyewitness app. And so we contacted Sakshi to give more information about the work that we were doing in the hopes that it might be of use to some of the Sakshi network. Over the last couple of days, we've been working with human rights defenders in the Asian region and talking to them about tech tools that they can use for the human rights work that they're doing in their countries. So in particular, I've been trying to introduce them to the Eyewitness app and discuss how that might help them in their activities. We started the Eyewitness Project in 2011, and it arose in response to the increasing amount of information that we were starting to see on social media and other internet platforms, so specifically photos and videos that were coming out of conflict zones and other areas that were experiencing mass human rights violations. And we realized that despite the fact that this information showed really egregious conduct taking place in these locations, there was very little use that it could actually have in investigations or trials to hold the perpetrators of this conduct accountable. The idea came from our executive director at the International Bar Association, Mark Ellis, and he was called upon frequently to comment on the potential evidentiary value of the information that was coming from these locations, and over again would have to say, while it certainly looks like criminal conduct has occurred, there's very little that we can do with this information. We have designed it for anyone who's capturing information related to mass human rights violations, so particularly human rights defenders, journalists, and even ordinary citizens. Anyone who's taken the risk to obtain this information and wants to share it, but is having troubles with having it verified and then used further towards either advocacy or accountability. We began the project in 2011, and we spent the first years in research and development and testing of various prototypes of the app. So we've launched the final production version of the app in June 2015. So since then, it's been available for download free of charge for activists, journalists, and other individuals in the field to download and start using. We've provided a number of informational materials about how to use the app. So when the user is downloading and registering the app, it provides instructions on how to install it and on a tutorial on how to use it. As well, there's information inside the app that they can use to refresh their memories, and there's training materials available on our website in multiple languages that they can use. We've been partnering with organizations working in the field in various ways. So individuals can take up the app and start using it and provide information back to their organization. And if that organization needs the information verified, we can provide that verification for them. There's other options where we can enter into an agreement at the outset and identify users that belong to their organization, and with those identifications we can pull the information they collect and provide that information back to the organizations directly if they need that access. And finally, if they want to use the information either in a legal setting or in an advocacy setting before government bodies or international bodies, we can provide a copy with a chain of custody attached that they can use to authenticate the information. The app is free and available to download from the Google Play Store, or particularly in environments where security is a high risk, they can come to us anonymously and request a download file that we can send to them. So we've been very pleased with the reception to the app. We launched it, as I mentioned, in June 2015, and since then we've had a number of individuals and organizations download it and been approached by a number of organizations in locations suffering from human rights violations or conflict and looking to partner with us to use the app. And so we have users in places such as Kenya, Syria, throughout the Middle East, other locations in Asia and Latin America, so really just about every continent. We've designed the app to be used by individuals and organizations in conflict zones and other areas experiencing serious human rights violations. And for that reason, we've designed the app to work in low infrastructure and high security risk environments. So it includes a number of security features that are intended to mask the existence of the app and the information collected on the device. So for example, the users can choose their own icon to indicate the app so that there's not one icon that's readily apparent to, for example, a checkpoint guard. Another feature is all the information is stored encrypted in a secured gallery inside the app. That gallery is accessed by a passcode swipe that's unique to the user, and that passcode swipe is entered in a screen embedded under one of the camera setting screens.
So how many app puns can you do in a minute?
I don't think I can do any. I have to steal all of yours.
Yeah.
So this app would be applicable, that individuals could apply, and I have no more.
Appropriate.
Oh, it would be appropriate to use in these circumstances where there's serious human rights violations taking place. See, this is where I have a problem.
We will applaud you.
Oh.